morning, everybody. Welcome to the kitchen. Today we're going to make cream of spinach soup from a recipe that I found from 1957. And I updated it so it's a little more modern. Of course, we got rid of the butter because we're using olive oil instead, which is a much healthier fat for you. And we're going to start off with our olive oil and 1.5 pounds of spinach. Now, I got the spinach fresh, but I didn't need it, so I put it in the freezer to save for another time. And I'm going to use this up in the recipe. We need chicken broth, salt, black pepper, a bay leaf, some flour, and some milk. So we've got our recipe ready to go. Here are our ingredients, and I'm going to start getting our mise en place ready and show you how to make it. All right, we've got the olive oil in our pot over medium-high heat, and we're going to add in our onions. And we want to saute them until they are translucent. So make sure you stir it with our wooden spoon. Our onions are nice and translucent. They're getting a little nice golden color. And now we're going to add in our spinach. So we need 1.5 pounds. This container is 1 pound. So we're just going to dump this in, frozen. And then I'm just going to eyeball it and dump in half of the other one. And so we'll start off with this batch. We'll get this broken up and saute it. All of our spinach has reduced down to this. And you can see there's still quite a bit of liquid, so we just want to continue to saute this until all that liquid pretty much evaporates. And then we're going to add in our salt, pepper, a bay leaf, and 4 cups of chicken broth. There we go. It took about 5 more minutes of stirring, and most of that liquid has evaporated. So now we are going to add in our seasonings. And you know, I realized that a lot of recipes from the 50s don't have a lot of extra seasonings, flavorings. They're very simple, basic, and I love nutmeg with spinach. So I'm gonna add in a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg into this, and that'll help give it another note of flavor. I'll make a wonderful griots and grits, which has creamed spinach underneath, and I always put nutmeg in that. So here we have a bay leaf, our black pepper, our salt, and we're just gonna add those in, and then we're gonna add in our 4 cups of chicken stock, chicken broth, and stir that all together, and then bring it to a boil. Cook it for about 20 minutes, and then we're gonna use an immersion blender to puree the whole thing together. So let's put this in. Before we use the immersion blender, you gotta make sure you can take out that bay leaf, okay? So we're gonna put it in now. Get this going. I have 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and we have our 1 cup of milk. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a bit of a slurry. So I'm gonna pour in a little bit of this, and we're gonna whisk it together. Then we'll add it back. Now this is the first time I've made a soup in this method. Usually, you know, make a slurry with cornstarch. And yesterday when we made the Vermont cheddar soup, we cooked our flour and then added the liquid. So this will be the first time I've tried this way, and hopefully this will thicken it, and we won't have a raw flour taste. Let's pour it into the soup and thicken it with this. And hopefully we'll get the nice color. So now the only problem though is, as you can see, there are some of these flour lumps. So I'm gonna pick those out of the flour, and now we need to bring it back up to a boil and then just let it simmer for a couple of minutes, and then we'll be ready to serve. Okay, so I just tested it, and whenever you're making a recipe and it's the first time you've done it, sometimes you may find, okay, well this needs a little bit more of this, or this needs a little bit of that. This tastes great, so the flavors are fine. I'm just thinking that it's a little not as rich as I would like, and not as thin, like there's way too much spinach. So I believe I have some cream in the refrigerator, so I'm gonna add in the cream and see how it fits. All right, this is great. So I have 1 cup of cream, heavy cream, and I'm gonna add that to the soup. And I'm not gonna bring it up to a rolling boil, but I am definitely gonna heat it to heat up that cream. And I'm sure that's gonna add the richness that I'm looking for. Here's our finished soup. This would probably be great with a dollop of sour cream in the middle. I just don't have any at the moment, but I do have my crispy fried onions, so I'm just gonna put a little mound of those in the middle as a garnish. If you don't have these, croutons would be fine. And there we go. But again, I'm sure if you had a dollop of sour cream, that would be even better. So I suggest dollops of sour cream, croutons, or crispy fried onions on the top as a garnish for your delicious cream of spinach soup. It's so good. And here's our recipe. 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1.5 pounds of spinach, fresh or frozen, 1 Spanish onion, large, sliced, 4 cups of chicken broth, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, an 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 bay leaf, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of milk, and 1 cup of cream added at the end. I hope you are inspired to cook in the kitchen and have some fun. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye. For more recipe demonstrations, please click like and subscribe to Chef Victoria Loves YouTube channel and have fun in the kitchen. Thank you.